So you've got your first drone, and I know that you want to get it up in the air as fast as possible, as high as possible, to get some awesome footage. Stop. Watch this first. So what I'm going to talk about in this video, they're not rules as such, more guidance from my relatively short experience in flying my first drone, which is the Mini 2. I would recommend, especially if you've got the Fly More combo, get a 128GB SD card. That should last you for all 3 batteries. And obviously if you've just got 1 battery, 32 gigs should do you fine. I also recommend having a spare card with you. SD cards are not the most reliable, they can get corrupted and be unusable. One final recommendation, as soon as you turn the drone on or as soon as you take off, press record. First guidance I can give you is keep it smooth, keep it steady. If you have any jerky movements, then it just takes the viewer out at the moment. I mean, I'm going to assume that you are recording all this footage to show someone, whether it be your family or friends. So we are trying to take them on a journey. So we want to cut out any jerky movements that might take the viewer out at the moment. If you do get any jerky movements, cut it. If the shot is too short, just shoot it again. So when you've found your sweet spot, when you're flying the drone, hold it for as long as you can. We don't want to linger on shots for too long either. I find that if I linger for too long, I start getting bored myself. If you really do love the shot, cut it, insert another shot, then go back to the rest of it a bit later on. I've done that a few times. In this video I'm pretty much going to be concentrating on manoeuvres that only require 1 joystick movement, so it makes it nice and easy for everyone. Obviously when you get a bit more confident you can start introducing camera movements at the same time as a joystick movement. I like to try and start my films with an ascending shot. I think it's a good way to take the viewer from their usual point of view up to the drone's point of view, or a bird's eye view. And then again, right at the end of the film, give them a descending shot to bring them back to Earth, so to speak. Completes the journey, I think. My best ascending shot by far is the Portland Bill shot. As I ascended and revealed the lighthouse, it couldn't have been timed more perfectly. I could have tried that 100 more times and never got the light to come on as the drone came level with it. And then when I was editing it, added the music and got that wonderful piano chord as the light came on. It gives me goosebumps every time. Just wish that piece of music was a bit longer. So once we're in the air, we want to start moving around, and we do want to be moving all the time. Well, when we edit our film together, that is. So the simple act of moving backwards and forwards helps to keep things dynamic. There are a few things to be aware of though. Obviously, the higher you are, the slower it looks like you're moving. Also, when you're high over the sea, it can look like you're not moving at all, as I found out fairly recently. So to combat this, you either need to fly lower, or you can stick it in sport and see if that helps as well. It always helps if there's a point of interest that you're flying towards, and when you're flying backwards, it's always a good idea to reveal something of interest. But just a word of caution, make sure you are watching the drone when you're travelling backwards. Don't just be looking at the screen. As I did again at Portland Bill, I nearly hit the lighthouse when I was travelling backwards because I wasn't watching where I was going. One thing you can do to avoid accidents is actually film going forwards and then reverse it when you're editing. The only problem is that if you've got birds in your frame, obviously they'll be flying in the wrong direction. Then once you start getting a bit more confident, you can start adding camera movements. This is some of my favourite footage to get, the top down shot. It's quite a unique view on the world, and you can get some amazing contrasting colours and textures. This is something I'm not doing often enough, if I'm completely honest with myself. I think wherever you go, there's always some interesting lines, some interesting patterns that are on the earth, and you just don't know they're there until you're 100, 300, 400 feet in the air with the drone. So take a look around. Have a really good look and experiment. Something while you're looking straight down as well is something I did again at Portland Bill. I always use Portland Bill as an example because I got some great shots from there. But I was directly above the lighthouse and I literally just rotated the drone on the spot. So that's another way you can make top down even more interesting. Something to be aware of is that the drone's speed is reduced when you've got the camera pointing straight down. So you can lift it just a little bit to get the speed back if you need to, especially if there are gusts of winds stopping you going anywhere. That did happen to me and I didn't realise until someone commented on the video. So thank you for that, whoever it was. Another thing you may need to watch out for is, because I always use a 180-degree rule and shoot at 1/50th a second, I use filters. When you're shooting top down, the lighting may decrease quite a bit. So you might have to raise the ISO if you don't want to bring the drone down and take filters off. The last simple manoeuvre I'm going to talk about today is the side-scrolling manoeuvre, I like to call it. This is good for when you've got roads and cars travelling along these roads. When you're tracking along the road, make sure the car's not going at the same speed. You do want it going faster than yourself. That's more than likely when you're using the Mini 2, but when you get to more powerful drones, then they can get up to 45 miles an hour, maybe even faster than that. This is also good for beaches and along cliffs, so experiment. Definitely a shot that I need to do more of. So I hope this has shown you how easy it is to get cinematic footage. A lot of it's done in editing. As I keep mentioning Portland Bill, I'll mention it again. I came away from that not thinking I'd done a very good job, and it ended up being my favourite video that I've done so far. So please check it out if you haven't done so yet. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again next time.
Every day is a struggle, every day is a trial, every day is a failure. I have to walk another mile, I'll go wherever you go. Every day is a heartbeat, every day another moan. Every day is a gallows, I can feel it in the bone. I'm alone. Take me home. As you make the bed, so you must lie. Every day is a rabbit trap and a walk of the lamb. Do you think you can sue me for that? As a judge of the land, I'll go wherever you go. This life doesn't go well with me. I'm not a member of the band. Do you think you can like me despite that? Sitting on God's right hand, I'm alone. Take me home. As you make the bed, so we must lie. Where the life force flows. No one knows where the next wind blows. All I know is that I'll follow you. It's a mouth bite and a gun to the throat, feeling like a wing-clipped kite floating in a boat. I'll go where the north winds blow. And is it your breath that I feel, causing a chill to my neck? Do you cause me to kneel, feeling I'm just a speck? Oh, the heavy north winds will blow. As you make the bed, so you must lie. As you make the bed, so you must lie. As you make the bed, so you must lie.